I'm going to tell you something over the next few minutes that's going to sound like I'm contradicting myself. I'm going to tell you that if you're our age, that you should train 3 days a week. 3. That's it, done. Then I'm going to tell you that I personally train 5, sometimes 6 days a week, and I have done for years. Now, both of those things are true at the same time, and by the end of this video, you'll hopefully understand exactly why, and more importantly, why getting it wrong is the single biggest reason people at our age start a training plan in January and then have quit 6 weeks later. So let's, as they say, get into it. Okay, last week there's a bloke at a gym that I coach at occasionally, early 40s, decent shape. He comes over to me. Now he knows what I do for a living, and he tells me he's just spent £95 on a 5-day bodybuilding split off Instagram. Some influencer he follows, and he's pumped about it. He shows me the PDF on his phone, and he's looking at me for the green light and a thumbs up. Honestly, I told him to bin it right there, and he looked at me like I'd just insulted his nan. Now here's the thing, he wasn't wrong to want a plan, he was right to want structure. The problem wasn't him, the problem was the plan he'd been sold. Because that plan wasn't built for him, it was built for a 22-year-old who sleeps 8 hours, has no children and no dodgy knees. They can also recover from anything. And that's just not us. But here's the bit that actually took me a long time to genuinely accept. And I'm a personal trainer and nutrition coach. I've been doing this for nearly 20 years now, full time, both in person and online. Recovery is the bottleneck for people our age. Not effort, not motivation, recovery. When I was younger, I judged a workout by how wrecked I felt afterwards. Effort in, pain out, job done. That was the measure. But the body I'm coaching now, yours and mine, doesn't get stronger because we hammer it. It gets stronger because we recovered enough to actually adapt to what we're trying to do. And I think that's worth saying out loud, because if you don't fix that one belief, no training plan on this planet is going to work for you. So the question stops being, how many days a week can I train? The question becomes, how many days a week can I train and still recover enough to come back stronger, fitter, better? And for most of us, including me, the version of me before I'd spent years building proper recovery capacity, the honest answer to start with is 3. 3 full body sessions a week. That's the start point. That will get results. It just works. So then, the structure. Each of those 3 sessions needs to hit all 3 big movement patterns: a push, a pull, and a legs movement. Every session. That's the plan. And before anyone comments, yes, I know it's not glamorous, it's not chest day, and it's not the thing that's going to get clicks on Instagram. I'm sorry, but it just isn't. But what it gives you is something properly powerful, usable volume. But let me explain what I mean here. If you do a typical 5-day body part bro split and you miss 2 days because life happened, you've potentially trained legs 0 times that week. 0. But with a 3-day-a-week full body plan, if you miss 1 session, you've still hit every movement pattern twice. If you miss 2 sessions, you've still trained your whole body once. The plan survives real life. That's the difference between a plan that works on paper and a plan that can work in your real life. Now the setup to this is very simple. Session A, a squat or hinge for legs, a press or push for push, and a row or pull for pull. Session B, same patterns, different exercises. Session C is same again, 3 to 4 working sets per movement, leaving 2 to 3 reps in the tank. You finish the session feeling like you could have done a bit more. That's the point. That's what recovery looks like in practice. And better still, you can legit be in and out of the gym inside of 45 minutes. That includes a warm up and a cool down. If you actually do a warm up and a cool down, of course. Right, before I get to the bit I really want to be honest about, let me answer some common questions I get about this kind of stuff. What about cardio? Well, walk, genuinely. Get your steps up on the 4 non-training days. Never underestimate the health benefits of literally just going for a brisk walk. You want something more? Well, 1 zone 2 session a week. 30 to 45 minutes, you're done. What about progressing? Well, add a little weight or add a couple of reps. Maybe think about the rest time you're taking between the sets and reduce it a bit. That's the entire science of it. Then track it in Apple Notes. That's what I do. That's what most of the people I coach do. You don't need super fancy apps to do it. What you need is a straight up record of what you're doing. Or another question I get, Tim, I'm a woman in my 50s. Will this work for me? Yes, it's the same principles, the same structure. The weights and the exercise selection, potentially we might adjust a touch, but the framework is the same. 3 days, full body, push, pull, legs, every session. That's what I'd put any of us on. All right, now the bit that I really want to be properly honest about, and this is the bit that I opened the video with, because I told you at the start, I personally will train 5, sometimes 6 days a week. And I will also do double session days as well. I'll go for a run in the morning or something monostructural like that, and then lift weights in the afternoon, or I might make it more of a conditioning style weight training session. And yet I've just spent 10 minutes telling you that 3 days a week is the answer. So if you're sat there thinking, hang on, you're telling me 3 but you're doing 6, you are absolutely right to call that out, and I am not trying to pull the wool over your eyes. Here's the thing though, I am genuinely not a fair example. I'm a personal trainer. This is my job. I get paid to recover well. My week is structured around it. My nutrition is structured to help move the needle in the direction that I want it to go, because I've been doing this for a long time, and the recovery capacity I have now took me a long time to build. Years, not weeks, not some Insta program, years. Slowly, carefully, with a lot of mistakes and lessons learned along the way. So when I tell you that 3 days a week, I'm telling you that as someone who knows exactly what it costs to get to 5 or 6 if you want to. And the cost is real. I've had wrecked sleep, joints flaring up, sessions tanked. Every single one of those I've earned the hard way. So please don't borrow my volume, earn yours the right way. Now look, I get asked all the time to put this into something that people can actually follow. So I have. I've built the 4-week starter version of the exact plan into my free fitness blueprint. It's not a lead magnet for the sake of a lead magnet. It's literally what I give to a new client at session 1. Because if you don't get the basics, the simple things right, the other stuff just won't work properly. The link is in the description. Download it, use it, and I will email you tips and tricks that you can also use moving forwards from there as well. That's it, done. Let's get back to it. So back to the question I know is still hanging in the air. Tim, can I ever get to 5 days a week? And honestly, yes. Some of the people I coach, they're there now. But here's the honest path. And this is the one that I take my own clients down. Do 3 sessions, full body, for at least 8 to 10 weeks. Not 6, 8 to 10. And if at the end of that you're recovering brilliantly, you're sleeping well, and every session is still getting better, not the same, better, then we can start to add a 4th day. Not a 5th, not yet. We'll then run that for another 8 to 10 weeks, and then we can look at that 5th day. And honestly, the number of people our age I've watched try to jump from 3 days straight to 5 or 6, they immediately regress. Their joints start flaring up, their sleep starts disappearing, sessions. That list is much, much longer than the list of people who genuinely needed more volume. So earn the 4th day before you ask for the 5th. That genuinely is how this works. Right, honest verdict. Why am I so confident in this? Because I've watched it play out hundreds of times. The people I've coached who came to me from a 5-day split they couldn't stick to and then switched to this, almost without exception, got stronger, fitter, recovered better, and stuck with it longer than anything they'd tried before. Not because the plan is magic. There is no magic. It's because for most of them, it was the first plan they'd ever followed that would actually fit into the life that they were living. And that's worth saying out loud here. The best plan isn't the one with the most science behind it. It's the one that you can follow for the duration without it falling apart the first time your kids get sick or your boss schedules a 7 a.m. meeting. 3 days a week, every week. That is what changes your body in your 30s, 40s, 50s and beyond. No 5-day split beats that kind of consistency. Nothing does. Now a quick word on tracking here, because I know some of you will ask. I track sets, reps, weights, times, all that kind of stuff, the lot in Apple Notes. I use my Apple Watch to time rest periods and log the workout itself. That's all for the workout. The watch isn't the plan. It's a stopwatch with extra features. Don't overthink that side of it. If you've got a phone and somewhere to write things down, you've got everything you need, genuinely. And don't get me wrong, I like tech and I like using tech in my normal everyday life, but we should be trying to simplify the process, remove friction, think about mechanics, consistency. Consistency is key, and then intensity. So just keep it nice and simple. So then, the bloke at the gym. Early 40s, 95-pound Instagram bro split training program, looking at me like I just insulted his nan. Well, I messaged him the framework I just shared with you. 3 days, full body, push-pull legs, 8 to 10 weeks. He started a couple of weeks ago. I'll let you know in a few months how he's getting on. And if you want the same framework, the 4-week starter version that I'd hand to any new client I start working with, it's in my free fitness blueprint. The link for that is below. And I'm genuinely interested to know what your thoughts are on it, particularly if you've tried a 5-day split and bailed, or if you've already made the switch. Let me know in the comments below. But also, if you feel ready to just get started with training, I've linked my 3 times a week dumbbell only training plan down there too. Now this is a good one to start off with, but be humble because it will sneak up on you if you are too casual about it. All right, as ever, thank you very much for watching. Stay active and I'll see you in the next one.